Why, hello there, I'm Professor Joel, and today I'm just doing a quick impromptu review of a recently released Blu-ray for Josie and the Pussycats. And I just wanted to say, if you've been following my channel, you know I typically review Scooby-Doo episodes. You probably know I'm taking a bit of a summer hiatus, but I thought during the summer I'd pop in some Blu-ray reviews on some of these awesome Blu-rays that Warner Brothers have been releasing recently. And I just want to kind of get them out there and just get some information out there about these, because I know a lot of people who watch Scooby-Doo might enjoy these other cartoons that Hanna-Barbera put out. Before I get to my review, I just wanted to cover some quick errata. For one, you can leave a comment on this video. My comments are open. I get a lot, because my videos are kind of evergreen. I get a lot of views on past episodes that I put out a year or two ago. And back then you could leave comments on my videos. But in 2019, YouTube and the powers that be, they decided that if you had videos that could be interpreted as meant for kids, you had to turn off your comments. And if you fail to do this, you could get sued. It's a whole debacle, and no one's really happy with it. And I'm not happy with it because I miss reading a lot of comments on my videos. But why I don't have comments on a lot of my videos is because I show cartoon clips, and because I show cartoon clips, it could be interpreted as meant for kids. If I rebranded my channel, I'd probably rebrand it where I cursed a lot so it could not be interpreted for kids. But that's the facts, I guess. So yeah, that's why I don't have comments on, and it sucks. And it's been a hit to my channel. I feel like I'd have more fun talking to everyone if you could leave comments on the videos, because that's why I intended to make this channel, was just to talk to everyone, talk to the Scooby-Doo community. But that's the breaks, I guess. And people are still watching my channel. I get more subscribers every week, so I'm happy if everyone else is happy. But that is what it is, I guess. Another thing is I also am not monetized, but now YouTube is showing ads, or will certainly soon be showing ads on my videos. That is all up to them. So if you're watching a review and you get an ad halfway through, it's not me making any money off of it. It's YouTube making money off of it. And that's just what it is. And I'm not angry or anything with that. It's just how things change. YouTube's getting really popular, and they got servers to run, and it's free for you to watch and free for me to put this up there. So yeah, they can make their money. Anyway, enough of that. So today I'm reviewing season 1 of Josie and the Pussycats. The Blu-ray wasn't released that long ago. You can still buy it on Amazon. It's pretty inexpensive. It's 2 discs. The discs are pretty much identical. There's no booklet or anything in there. There's the back there. It doesn't even list the episodes, but you get the episodes in the menu. And normally I complain about this because I like packaging. I love packaging. This is pretty skimpy on the packaging, but I am really, really happy to have these episodes and to finally see them. And they're all cleaned up, and that's what's really important, is the cleaned up episodes. It has been so long since I've wanted to watch these. These never aired when I was a kid. They aired before my time. They didn't show up in reruns. And by the time YouTube hit or whatnot, or I was in Canada, so I didn't get the Cartoon Network, so I couldn't watch it. So I'd have to watch it on YouTube or whatever. I was kind of into my career, so I didn't have time to watch it, or I forgot all about it. But yeah, I'll tell you how much I really want to watch these. It's been like 25 years since I've wanted to watch these. And when I was in university, you had to buy like a book to get any information on any cartoon. So I actually, this is a book that I read in university. It was in my university library, and I'd photocopy pages out of it. And you can see the entry on Josie and the Pussycats. It's not that big. And then there's the one on Josie and the Pussycats in Outer Space. Not that big, but that's all I had to go on. It had the voice actors, it had the episodes, and that's it. And I actually had a website at the time where I did Scooby-Doo reviews and Josie and the Pussycat reviews and information, and it was all based on stuff I pulled out of books like this, and some pictures that were like size of stamps, because it was very difficult to get pictures back in 1996 and 1997 and 1998 when the internet was in its infancy. So that's all I had to rely on, was just pictures. And now I can finally watch the episodes. It's a beautiful thing, people. I love it, and I'm very happy to have these on Blu-ray. And I think if you're a fan of Scooby-Doo, you would like these as well. There are a lot of parallels and a lot of similarities. So Josie and the Pussycats, she comes from the Archie Universe, but then Hanna-Barbera, I guess they kind of worked their way in to publish some of these episodes. Every episode has a chasing scene song, which is written by Dan Janssen, I can't remember his name actually right now. I think it's Danny Janssen, who wrote the ones for season 2 of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You as well. Those chase scenes. So you get the similar writer on those songs, different singers, but I thought that was really cool. Now the voice actors are different than the singers for Josie and the Pussycats, and they actually cast people who they thought would look like the actual characters as the singers, because they planned on having a live action Josie and the Pussycats as well. That never happened, but they released a lot of music. And back in 2001, I bought this CD. It's Josie and the Pussycats. It's all from season 1. They don't have anything from season 2 or Josie and the Pussycats are in outer space. That's a Blu-ray I'll be reviewing later. I haven't watched it yet, but I do own it now. So this is a really cool CD. It's out of print now. Only 5,000 of these were made, so it's super rare. And now they go up, like if you want to buy it, it's like $200-$300. So I'm very happy to have my copy. There's the CD here. And this was something else that I had to rely on to get any information back in the day, because internet, it's in its infancy. 2001, you didn't have Google. Google wasn't around. There was no Facebook. So you get a nice little booklet full of information. I'm just going to flash the booklet. I know this is a Blu-ray review, but I just thought I'd show other paraphernalia. And if you're interested in reading that, you can probably pause it and read it. A lot of cool information there. If you want scans of these, leave a comment and I'll see what I can come up with. I'll get my scanner out of the closet, maybe do some digital copies of these, because it is out of print. If you want to hear this music, I'm going to leave a link below. There's a blog out there, and there's a gentleman, I think he's a gentleman, it could be a girl, but they are providing samples. And so if you want to hear all these cool songs, I suggest you go to that link and talk to that person. And I just got a couple more to show. And again, I'm just showing this because I know there's some people who are just interested in Josie and the Pussycats, and they might want this information, and they might come across this in 5-10 years. It'd be really cool for them to come across this and see this information. And there's one more page. So this one has like all the songs and such. So yeah, really cool CD. I'd highly recommend you get it if you can find it, but I wouldn't pay $300 for it, because who's got that kind of money? There's the track listing on the back. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to bounce all over the place as I do my review, because why not? And I also had this. This is Saturday Morning Cartoons. This came out, I believe, in 1995. And it's a really big deal. Drew Barrymore did a video on it too. I have the VHS copy of the video. And Drew Barrymore would just pretend she was eating cereal on the couch. And all these modern bands at the time, they're not modern anymore. They're all probably in their 50s by now, because this came out 25 years ago. But you had the Ramones, they did Spider-Man, and you had Liz Phair and Juliana Hatfield, and Tanya Donnelly, they did Josie and the Pussycats. So these were covers of cartoon theme songs. And you had Tripping Daisies doing Friends. You had Wax doing Happy Happy Joy from Ren and Stimpy. Liz Phair did the Tra-La-La song. A lot of cool stuff on here. But anyway, that's all I had to go off to in 1995. They showed, if I can see it, if I can dig it up here really quickly. Yeah, just this one little cartoon picture of Josie and the Pussycats. That's all I had to really go off of. So, like I'm going to say, again and again, it's really cool to have these finally on Blu-ray, looking their best. And I actually have that on vinyl. This record came out on vinyl on Record Store Day. If you collect vinyl, every year, twice a year, whatever. It kind of got wrecked with the pandemic, but you can get vinyl albums of songs, and this came out on vinyl. So there's a better look at the track listing there. And it's pretty cool. I'll show you the inside. Yeah. And this came on like a blue and red vinyl disc. I'll just show you the blue. But again, just another piece of Josie and the Pussycats history. So yeah, really cool stuff there. And like I said, and I'm going to keep saying, finally really cool to have this. It's been 25 years since I've been, wanting to watch this. And I've just spent the last week or two watching it, and I've just been loving it. And then I got this as well. This is a vinyl press of the Josie and the Pussycats movie soundtrack. You can still buy this. You can buy this off Mondo Tees. It's a website. They do specially movie and TV show vinyls, video game vinyl as well. Here's the back, the song listing. It came with an EP for De Jour, which was the boy band starring Seth Green. Seth Green you probably know from Family Guy or Robot Chicken. Nice little gatefold there. And that came with a nice little booklet as well. I'm not going to show you the booklet. You can look it up online. If you go on Discogs, it's a website, and put it in, you can see better images. But this has all the information behind the movie. I thought I'd just touch upon the movie as well. I think that came out in 2003, so it's almost 20 years. But really cool soundtrack. And a really cool vinyl as well. Look, it's like a splattery kind of color. Really cool. I like it. So yeah, I just wanted to show those things too, in case you were interested, in case you're a Josie and the Pussycats fan. You might want some of this stuff that's on the market. So like I was talking about before, there are a lot of parallels between Josie and the Pussycats and Scooby-Doo. The first being that Casey Kasem does the voice of Alexander on Josie and the Pussycats. And Alexander's more hipster than hippie than Shaggy, so it's a completely different character. But the voices, you can tell, you can always tell when it's Casey Kasem, right? He's got a very distinct voice. But, you don't really think when you're watching it that it is Shaggy. You can tell it's a different character. And Josie and the Pussycats, unlike Scooby-Doo, is more about adventure. It's more of like Johnny Quest or Austin Powers meets Scooby-Doo. And I say Austin Powers because or James Bond as well. And I say James Bond or Austin Powers because they kind of deal with evil spies and evil dictators and people with master plans to take over the world. Josie and the Pussycats, they're just trying to tour the world, and they fall into these adventures. They're not out to solve mysteries like Scooby-Doo. And they have a cat that doesn't talk, but you can kind of tell what it says, It's a cartoon cat. And if there's any faults I found with the show, this is my opinion. I just didn't find Josie that great. Josie isn't really the star here. She's just kind of the straight woman. She's badass. She's really cool. The whole band's really cool. I enjoy watching these episodes, but Josie's just kind of boring. I have to say my favorite character was Melody, the blonde, the drummer. She plays the traditional dumb blonde, but the jokes she's given are actually kind of smart. So I liked her a lot. I didn't think I would at first, but every time I'd watch these episodes, she'd really cheer me up. And then their bassist, and I think she does more tambourine. You see her playing tambourine a little more, is Valerie. She's cool as well. She's like the Velma, but I'd say a lot smarter, a little more competent. She's always like she's always got the reason behind the band, the voice of reason. And then you have Alexandra, who's Alexander, the manager's twin. She just kind of invited herself on tour because she's in love with Alan, who's the roadie essentially. And Alan's kind of boring. All he's really there for is just kind of as a love interest for Josie, and it's kind of corny, I guess. And Alexandra is kind of like the jealous Veronica type, I guess. And yeah, so I kind of like Alexandra over time. I didn't like her at first because I thought she was taken away from Josie, but they made Josie kind of boring. So there's that. And I think this just kind of suffers from too many characters. You get the band, which is 3 characters, and then you get Alan, Alexander, Alexandria. You get Sebastian the cat. So you got 7 characters. It's a bit too much, and not everyone gets their time to really shine in an episode. And I also think modern writers, they realize 70s Josie in this day and age was kind of a bore because they rebooted Riverdale, which is a take on Archie comics, and they've made Josie way more interesting. She's a very determined woman with a lot of talent on that series. So Josie in the cartoons, like I said, is a bit of a bore, but there's an awesome documentary on here. It's about Dan DeCarlo, and he's the creator of Josie and the Pussycats. And it goes into his career and his history, and he was in the war, and he worked for Stanley at one time doing like romance comics and such until he came up with Josie and the Pussycats at a later point, and you get this awesome documentary, very cool documentary, and it goes into detail about Josie and his influence for Josie, and I won't spoil it, but it's a way better documentary than you get on a lot of these DVDs. A lot of these DVDs, you just have like the quick, show some cartoon clips that we've all seen, and then some talking heads just talking for like 3 seconds, and then, cut to more cartoon clips. It's very annoying. This doesn't have that. It's got like a nice long 15-20 minute documentary. Very cool stuff. One problem I had with the series and how it parallels with Scooby is it uses the background music in season 1 and season 2 of Scooby-Doo, which I love and hate at the same time. I love it as I love that music. It's always cool to hear it. But it also sounds out of place on here. That music is meant for spooky stuff, and it doesn't really suit the adventure kind of aspect of this. So it kind of feels sacrilegious to me to have it. So yeah, I kind of wish they did their own background music. But like I said, the songs on here, the actual singing songs, are completely original and very cool stuff. So yeah, just to sum up my review, after 25 years of me wanting this and then kind of forgetting about it, I'm so glad I can finally watch it, and I have watched it and I've loved it. I give this Blu-ray 10 out of 10. Of course, I'd love more packaging, more just a booklet, some episode listings on here, but I'll take what I can get. Beggars, like they say, can't be choosers, and I've been begging for this for 25 years. Also, if there is a cartoon you want me to cover, like a DVD or Blu-ray review, let me know, and if I have it, I'll cover it. If I don't have it, I'll look into maybe buying it. I don't have a lot of money, so I can't really buy everything, but if there's something you're really passionate about, for example, I recently watched the Harley Quinn cartoon, which I'll be covering. Love that series. If you know something in that vein, let me know. It's for adults. If you're a kid, don't watch it. It's got a lot of cursing and a lot of violence. But I'll be covering a Blu-ray of that soon. I'll be covering the Jetsons, the Flintstones, Batman animated series Blu-ray, Josie and the Pussycats in Outer Space, and Johnny Quest. And there's probably a couple other ones. But if there's something else you want or you're interested in, leave a comment below. Anyway, until next time, stay spooky.